Hi YouTubes. My name is Josh Lacuna. I'm a photographer in Oakland, California. And every once in a while, there's something specific I'm looking to do online, and I go searching and I can't find any tips or any explanation or video on how to do it. So in that case, I figured out how to do it myself, and I thought I'd post something a little instructional so other people can, I don't know, learn from my experience. In this case, I wanted to convert a Graflex film holder. This is a pack film holder from probably the 40s or 50s, made by the Graflex company. It was intended to hold 16 sheets of Tri-X film. I'm assuming there's a pack that will let you cycle through somehow, or maybe shoot one and pull it out. I'm not exactly sure how they used to work, but this is the adapter. It fits in a standard 4x5 back for a 4x5 view camera. It's got a dark slide. Couple buttons that will open up and allow you to put the pack film in. In this case, I'm going to be using a piece of aluminum for shooting tintype or wetplate photography. Previously, I was using a standard 4x5 film holder that was converted to hold a tintype. Basically, you cut out the platen in the middle, and it allows you to insert a piece of aluminum that is in fact 3.5 by 4.5, not 4x5. A little bit smaller than standard 4x5 film, but it gets the job done, and you can shoot plates this size. But why not shoot 4x5 in a 4x5 camera? The 4x5 format is a little bit larger, ½ inch on either side, which you may not think of, but it actually is significant. It just feels right. It's a format that's been around forever. And it's actually the native format for Instagram now. So you can shoot your tintypes, stick them straight on Instagram. No cropping, no resizing, full frame. I picked up this guy on eBay. There's a ton of them out there. There's absolutely no use for these anymore, unless you're shooting tintypes, it seems. This one was about 16 bucks plus shipping, and it looks brand new. There's no signs of wear or use. It's probably been sitting around in someone's garage forever. Actually did arrive with a cracked dark slide, which is kind of a bummer. And there's a crack going on here as well. Not sure if you can see that. But I also discovered that these guys take standard 4x5 film holder dark slides. So dark slide from a standard fidelity holder works just fine, and that's what I'll be using instead. It's not quite as cool, it doesn't have the metal, but whatever, it serves the purpose. Function over form in this case. So to get this guy to hold a standard piece of 4x5 aluminum, if you were to just drop it in there, it just kind of floats around, and it's not going to stay in one place. So we're going to have to glue in some rails, probably both sides around the whole perimeter of the plate, so that it gets centered up, down, left, right. I've got some pretty flexible plastic I can cut, and we'll glue in just around the border so that sits in there nice and square. It doesn't move at all. The second aspect is the pressure plates. These are meant to hold a pack that's probably about a ½ inch deep. If I want these to hold a piece of metal in place, that's not going to work. So what I'm planning on doing is using these guides that are already there and gluing a piece of plastic around, making kind of a hump that will then pressure hold that guy in place. So that's the plan. I'm going to put it all together and see what happens. Thanks for checking in. So I've cut and measured, or measured and cut some strips of plastic to fit in for the bottom spacer and the sides. For the sides, I'm using 2 thicknesses of this plastic glued in vertically. Seems to be about the right shape and size, and that will hold the plate in as thus, so it doesn't move around. The plastic I'm using is this pretty flexible texture on one side, smooth on the other, Came from Tap Plastics. It's very soft and easy to cut, and pretty easy to work with. For the glue, I like to use a silicone adhesive sealant. Adhesive is the important part. It's a glue as well as silicone. The silver nitrate that's going to get in here is fairly corrosive, and the silicone seems to be pretty neutral to that, so it's not really affected by the corrosive qualities of the silver nitrate. So I'll glue those in and be right back. All right, so here's the completed graphic film pack holder converted for wet plate tin type. As we talked about, I glued in the guides for the top and the bottom and the sides. Turns out just one thickness of the plastic is enough to go side to side. I wanted a little bit of slop since I'm hand cutting 4 by 5 inch plates, and they're not always exactly the same size. So you can see the plate will fit right in there. I left a gap in the top just to be able to lift it out without damaging anything. 2 flexible pieces of plastic completed the pressure plates. They're just wrapped around there, kind of like tractor treads. Last but not least, I put a piece of foam up top here. There's a gap where the pack actuates, and I wanted to make sure there weren't any light leaks. I don't think it's a big deal because the film plane will be protected by the holder. I don't think light back here is going to matter, but just in case, put some foam there to seal up this big old gap. So pack closes up real nice, latches, and the plate is held in there nice and snug right against the film plane. No rattling. Ready to go. Ta-da.